I'm still tweaking things over here, so.
Ooh,
Noah, what's gonna happen tonight?
I have no idea. Probably a lot of death. That's my guess.
But maybe? I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know what's gonna happen. On one of the sessions, it's probably like I know exactly what's gonna happen, but I don't because of all of you. We're so damn
crazy.
I found my pants.
What's the word I'm looking for? I can't find the word I'm looking for.
Woohoo! Pants.
You guys are so pants.
Guys, I got my pants. I found them. I've been running around being like, where the fuck are my PJ pants?
You wear pants? You wear pants when we do this?
Oh, man, I'm pantsless. I'm Donald Ducking it right now.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Most people wouldn't know. But...
Winnie the Poohing it.
Well, yeah.
I don't.
7.
I don't
7
know.
o'clock at night?
No, we have 7. Well, Heather's not playing tonight.
Oh.
But we have 7 players since Lex joined us again. I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, I look at the math, and sometimes I'm like, man, they should be dead. And then, like, you guys are gonna steamroll it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those, like. Here's the thing. No, agreed. No, here's the thing that at least for Noah and I, for the most part, 7 is all we've known.
Yeah.
We have always played Dungeons and Dragons with a full table of almost it's 7 people, right, Noah?
Yeah, let's see.
Not counting Henry.
Abby, Gabe, you, me, Heather, Hannah. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I've never I DM'd once before all this was that many people, and it was terrible. But that was like my first campaign. But I've always been with a big group, so I don't, we'll see. It is a lot. It is a lot. I think, at least for me, it's tough. I feel like I'm so scatterbrained sometimes that I do well with like jumping from person to person to thing, but I don't know. Maybe I don't do it well. Maybe it's just how my brain follows it.
I know you guys are both big on like backstory exploration, and obviously so am I. But I just want you to know that I'm, as a player, all for deferring myself so that others can explore that.
I have something for everyone. It's fine.
That's what I figured, but I just wanted you to know that, like, if you don't pay attention to me, that's okay. You know, like I'm a big. Hey, Lex.
I have to really think about this. I was playing it. I looked up what Tabaxi's age like is, and I was comparing it, and it's human years. So I don't mind. I'm open. It was one thing I never thought about when I.
Yeah, I could go for shorter if you want to abbreviate it. Yeah.
Coming to maturity at 8 years old. Give me some Google. It's like kobolds. Kobolds come to age at. Kobolds are ridiculous in my opinion. They come to age at 6 years old, and they can live up to 120, though most don't.
Yeah, because they live in the wild.
Yeah.
If you
want to go towards more like the way they originally say turtles and go like 25 to 50 years.
I think that's neat.
Sure. I mean, you guys can be what, like? Yeah, let's go with like 8. Kitsu become adults at 8, and they live to be about like in their 30s to 50s. 50s is like really old. Sure. Alex. Yeah, I'm down for anything. Like, I just never really gave it much thought, and then I thought about how old everyone was. Oh, I gotta grab some music.
Did I ever actually give you an age?
Oh, what, man? Sorry, I was.
Did I ever give you an age for the bull?
No. You were, I think, the last one I'm waiting on. How old is the bull?
For like human aging, I would probably say like 28 to like 32 ish.
Okay, so I'm sticking to lore with turtles. They become an adult at 15 and leave their homes, and you guys actually only live to be about 50 or so.
So I would probably say like 22.
So you're like middle aged.
Make it 19.
All right.
Are you telling me William is the second oldest person? Well,
I think William.
Bastan.
Yeah, you're the second oldest person in this group.
Well, I don't know how.
Well, to be fair, Trixie
is, but...
doesn't know how old she is, so
she doesn't count.
Take that as you will.
What does that even
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. That's what that means, is that she doesn't know.
Well, all right. What have we tried, like cutting a finger off and counting the rings?
There's a lot of upstairs stuff about Trixie you guys don't know. So
I think there's a lot of upstairs stuff Trixie doesn't know.
This is also true. Okay. If I kill everyone, I'm just taking out my emotions on all of you.
Cool.
All right. No. So I was playing my Tyranny of Dragons game with Heather and our two friends last Sunday. I almost annihilated them. I almost annihilated them. There were 3-on-1. First dungeon in the game. Like, it's like, this is session 3, I think. They're fighting this guy, and he's just wrecking them. The barbarian goes down. The wizard goes down. Heather's running for her life as her rogue, and the only thing that might have saved barbarian crit on her death save. So she got up and attacked again, recklessly, but then he just knocked her down, but he wasted his action on her, so Heather could take him out. Wizard died. She survived. The barbarian survived because Heather crit on stabilizing him. But my friend Niles is rolling up a new character for next session. I've tasted it. It feels good. Yeah. Yeah. Man. I felt so bad when the barbarian she crit on getting up and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to reckless attack," and she missed and gave me advantage, and then I crit on her. It felt real. It was I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I haven't really been on that part of the DMing side, and it was fun.
Oh god.
I guess I'm just so used to
dead.
losing that winning felt good.
Winning.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like Noah and I. We started that one game. I died, and it's like, oh, well, we're gonna do a different story now.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, music. Rhythm.
Video over.
Should probably have my character sheet.
Discord.
Might be a good idea.
Maybe.
Welcome everybody to the Wayward Ones. Tonight we are diving into session 13 of the adventures in Arcanus Awakening. Tim?
Sure. So, last we left off, you party met up fleeing the city of Valencia. The party meeting with an exciting entrance. William Moon, the kobold wizard, and Trixie Fizzlepop, the gnome bard. After defeating the pirates and evil wizards, you guys made your way towards the Fanrir Forest. After a unique encounter with a strange individual in his so-called shop, Vastan managed to acquire some dust of reincarnation that he was hoping might be the key to rescuing your mutual acquaintance Griffin. Soon after this interaction, you heard a commotion from deeper within the forest. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay though. All right. Anyways,
Is it Andy? Is Andy the
yeah,
DM?
I think so.
Never mind. I'll take care of it.
It's fine. After seeing a group of adventurers in the forest being running away from a recent lizard folk attack, you met this strange group with their strange dog, and they asked you to seek out one of their companions, a Furbolg cleric who had been abducted by these lizard folk. After a very brief battle, you guys made your way in deeper into found a campsite excavation site where you met a Mira Brioni and Jarkos, seeming leaders of this dig site. I'm going to back up. You met Helia, who was the dog. Apologies. And you all went into this camp in search of your friends, or in search of information on where to find these lizard folk. The Mira and Jarkos offered their assistance in finding the fortress of the Ebony Horde, which these lizard folk are referred to And you found out they're led by someone named Ishari, who apparently killed Jarkos's father, and they would like their people, their items, back, and Jarkos wants revenge on Ishari. You guys set up camp for the night in Helia's very comfortable portable tent, and Vastan headed into the woods to collect mushrooms or something of the sort. When not for the first time, Vastan, you start coughing and hacking up blood. Your arm and forearm are covered in blood. Second.
Pretty sure last time you said I dropped to the ground as well.
You did. Give me 2 seconds. I just gotta pull something up. Make sure I'm doing this right before I go ahead. You take, Vastan, you take 25 points of poison damage as you fall to the ground, coughing and hacking up blood.
Damn.
Was anybody else on watch?
He left the campsite and went into the woods. When Vastan, as you're coughing and hacking, I need you to give me another Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's a 2.
You take 17 more points of poison damage. Yes.
Can I ask? I mean, you know, I'm super passive perceptive. My rolling around in sleep, would I like wake up enough to know that no one's watching, or no? No.
You guys haven't gone to bed yet. You guys know that he went outside of the camp. Let's continue real quick. He made a good way out. As you're on the ground, you can see the black ichor that's mixed in with this blood. As you hear footsteps slowly walk behind you. And what's your AC?
16.
Nice. As this long sword pierces your chest, and you hear this voice from behind you. It's strange. It's a very familiar voice, but it doesn't speak in the way that you're used to. As you hear, I told you that I would find you and have my vengeance. And as he walks around, pulls the longsword out as this gaping wound on your chest. He walks around you, clad in leather armor from boots up. You see the familiar blue face of Griffin.
Okay.
Staring you down. The cadence in the voice is so familiar. It's not Griffin's. And when you look into his eyes, those almost cold, dead eyes, There is a glint of familiarity as you watched, and you remember back to when you watched your arrow pierce through the eye of Alucard back in the castle. Now, I don't know where your friends are, but we'll find them. But this is personal. And he pulls his sword out and stabs you in the chest in the front as you fall, bleeding out. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, holy shit for once. And, wow. For once, seeing he's alone, probably about to die on his own, even though he's not religious himself, he's probably going to say a prayer.
Right.
I just need to think how I'm going to word it. Fuck. I don't know.
Who are you reaching out to?
Probably the only one that I really know of. Which is going to be the
Sylvanas, I'm assuming.
Sylvanas.
Goddess of assassins.
Mm-hmm.
As your vision blurs, you see the face of Griffin one last time. Just smiles a little bit as they put their sword back in their sheath and just walk over your body and head back into the woods as you bleed out on the forest floor. You utter this prayer, this desperate attempt to reach out to essentially a god you don't believe in, but you know maybe the only one who'll listen. As you fade into darkness, you find yourself in this black void, somewhat almost adrift. And you hear, "Well, I've heard you. What do you seek?" And you see this very pale elven woman with extremely long fey-like ears, cloaked in a red scarlet cloak.
I'm just going to stand there bewildered that I actually had it answered.
You are unwilling to die.
Indeed.
We can help with that. As you see this, two other figures appear. One tall, accentuated limbs, pale man, with almost like the skin's leathered taut to a skeletal structure, with long black robes. And the other, the stench hits you first. You see this large and bulbous woman with vines and black ichor coming everywhere. We only require your allegiance. What do you say, Vastan? You can see see them more clearly as the large, diseased-looking woman comes by you and almost puts like a vine-like arm around your shoulders and just kind of slides off behind you as the stoic skeletal man, just black voids for eyes, stare you down.
What's the salute that would be for the unknown? Or like the greeting?
They have a couple they cycle through, depending on what the occasion is.
Oh, bend the knee and do that.
Okay. Good. We won't send you back without some of our gifts, Vastan. And as you can see, the large, again, diseased-looking figure comes up to you. And she places her lips on yours as she kisses you. And this, like, poison smoke enters your body. As Sylvanas kind of floats towards you. And she, right above and this is the first time you notice, you look down and you are completely nude. Like, there's no armor or anything on you. As she takes one of her long fingernails and just pricks, like, right here, and this mark appears on your chest. And then finally, the tall, skeletal-looking man comes up to you and just touches your forehead and says, "Awaken." And in that moment, your eyes open up and you are laying on the forest floor. You do notice also that the ring that Salazar gave you is now laying on the forest ground. Your wounds are healed. You're at full HP. What would you like to do?
I want to get the fuck out of this forest.
Fair enough. Are you heading back to the camp?
Going back.
Okay. William, you wanted to do something while you guys were heading to bed? You guys are all in Helia's tent, waiting for Vastan to come back,
which is
chilling out.
Super, somewhat familiar to us. It resembles. I mean,
layout's very different, but the magic is very similar.
Comfortable. All right. Strickland.
Thinking, don't do that too hard.
I'm not good at it. Mr. Turtle guy. He seems quite. Laboul. Would you be interested in joining the band? I was just thinking.
What's he playing?
I have my mage hand, which is usually just doing silly gestures to get laughs and stuff like that. But your shell has got to have a cool sound. That maybe if we tap it with like a hardwood, could.
Is this really offensive?
Is it? I don't mean it like that. I'm just trying to get the world's biggest band of extraordinary creatures going.
Well, I'm just saying, remember, Mama always said, like, don't ask a turtle if you can touch their shell.
Oh, sorry.
It might be a thing.
I will curl up on the edge of a bed if Helia will allow
I'm not
me.
saying you
if
can't
not,
be in
I'll...
the band.
No. I think with that being said, Neo would not push it.
Look, he could still be in the band. I'm just saying we got to be careful, with how we.
Well, I didn't mean it like in a bad way. I just thought it
I
was
know.
kind of cool. Like he's got a massive shell.
I feel like you're making it worse. Like, what if you're not supposed to talk about the size?
What's everybody else doing right now?
I'm just gonna
going to
yeah. Think about it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just double checking.
I'm gonna send Freddy out
Mm-hmm.
into the camp, and I'm just gonna try and essentially go into as many places as I can.
Okay. Healy, are you doing anything during this time? It's late at night. You guys have kind of settled down.
Helia would just be trying to make up as many beds as possible and
Gotcha.
side-eyeing the small creature.
Right on. Okay. William, give me a investigation. I'm assuming you're looking through Freddy's eyes.
Yeah. So would that use his or mine since it's my eyes?
I'll say yours.
That is 22.
22. And what form is Freddy in? A rat?
He's a rat.
Okay. And you guys have seen a lot of rats and lizards in this woods. It's not uncommon. Freddy goes around. You go under a couple of different tents. You see some. Yep.
Is it Freddy with a IE or Freddy with a Y?
IE.
You go into some tents. You see some elven folk. Just daily getting ready for bed. Give me a perception.
Okay.
Actually, rewind. Give me an insight.
Okay. Specifically, I am looking since they said they were.
Okay, got it. I
can't think of the word. Specifically, like artifacts.
What's your passive?
Like
Let me rephrase that. What's your passive insight?
Passive insight is 11.
Okay, you don't really care. You're going through the different tents.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
checking out things. You do find, Mira and Jarkos' tent.
Okay.
Freddy gets his way under there, and you can see them talking.
Can I hear what they're saying?
You can. They are speaking in Draconic, which you know.
I do.
And it's hushed. It's hard to hear all of it. It sounds like they're arguing about the necessity for a crystal that was lost during the attack.
Okay.
They're kind of arguing about the necessity of that crystal in returning into the ruins that they've uncovered.
Okay.
You crawl up onto a table, and you can see up on the table 2 maps laid out.
Okay.
One, from Freddy's vantage, it's hard to tell, but you gather is a map of Arcanus.
Okay, sure.
There seems to be some marks on it. And then the other is, well, not Arcanus specifically, but of the continent of Sorin.
Sure.
And the other seems to be a old, ripped, hand-drawn layout of something. Could
this
be
is,
the
like, near
ruins that
them?
they're talking about. No, it's pretty good ways away.
Hmm.
It's a pretty large
Can a
tent.
rat roll up a mat?
You can certainly try.
No. Okay, I'll kind of study the maps for a minute, and then probably listen for a little longer, and then head to a different tent.
The conversation gets kind of mundane after a while. You do hear them discussing more specifically about you lot, about your uses, and that they should send Mr. Gardner with you.
Okay. Do I get the feeling that they think we're expendable?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys got that feeling kind of from the beginning, but they knew that you wanted to go where they wanted you to.
Sure.
Where they could use the help. So expendable in the sense that, yeah, you're expendable, but he just dumped out on me, didn't he? But it's hard to gauge, like, if they're like, yeah, they seem to care about their objects, what they need for this dig.
Okay.
And definitely see you guys as tools of sorts.
Sure. Bastards. Okay. I will move on then to somewhere else.
All right. You don't find any artifacts or anything of that sort.
Okay. If I'm out there for, more than an hour, I'll bring Freddy back.
Oh yeah, after all of that, yeah, you would definitely been out for hours. You bring Freddy back up onto your shoulder a little bit. Right. I'll say if there's nothing else really immediate happening, a little time goes by, probably another hour in Vestan. You return to the camp. They nod and let you back in, and you can find your way back to the tent if you'd like.
I drop into my own tent because I'm weirded out about what happened.
I'll say Freddy on the way back in sees Vestan come in and head to one of the provided tents that they offered.
How long has Vistan been gone for?
Oof. A good couple of hours.
Strickland.
I'll say maybe 4. It's very late at this point.
I want to get a glimpse of the nightlife here. See what makes these guys tick, if anything. And personally, Vistan's been gone for a little bit. That makes me nervous. The one person that could keep an eye on him is being watched over in the city now. So I would like to exit and just kind of walk around the small encampment.
Well,
I
think Leaf could go take a peek around, but if Vistan doesn't want to be found, Vistan will not be found.
I understand.
Remember, we do have a long day tomorrow.
Do we?
Yeah, we gotta go rescue all the stuff and the people and do the killing. I just don't want you to be too tired.
I guess my hesitation is I've seen this guy be sneaky and try to escape before we met you. And I feel that if I can break through to him and get the relationship with him, he has a story that could be the highlight.
I don't think he wants to join the band.
I
And
don't think he wants to either, but there are different
looks like
ways.
horrible on stage. Look at him.
He is
Always
a bit
brooding.
Have I seen Vastan come back in the
You saw
town by
Freddy
this point?
saw. I'm gonna say no actually because it's much later when Vastan comes back.
Okay, sure.
You know what? With Strickland's hesitation, I will listen to my older brother, and I will go on to my next motive before I fall asleep. William, do you like poetry? I see you have a book.
I love poetry.
Ooh. So I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna try to pull him real close, like kobold snout to fox snout. Like, so, I'm not that smart, and if I had someone to beef up my stories in a way that more people could enjoy them. That would be amazing. Can you do that?
So, you want me to improve your language? And how do you mean? Or do you want me to write you stories?
I feel like when I go to sing or even just do like a brief monologue, it's eye-grabbing. I know Strickland and I are amazing, and I think that we can do so much more with the people that we have here. But that takes time, and it's probably not something that we should really practice here. However, what we can practice here is... I know I'm convincing, but I fumble on my words.
Okay.
And there is a part in a story when you tell it from a little bit different perspective. The same story. That is... I think it's intriguing. I see a lot of humans, and I think that they can relate to that. So I was going to talk to Laboul about possibly doing a different spin-off, and I'm thinking like one huge performance with the same story, but told by different people.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not smart enough to pull that off.
Okay. What's the story? Or
if you think that you can help me with this, then give me a couple days and let me look through my notes.
Okay.
I'm quick to shoot. I am quick to shoot out ideas. I kind of want to think this through, because I think that I'm learning some new tricks, and with moods and different perspectives on the same story, this can be romantic. It can be desperate, and I'll twirl my towels and do a whole bunch of expressions as I'm going through this. But I want different dimensions, and I think I know where I want the story. I think I know the story I want, but let me play with some notes. Let me figure out a melody.
Sure.
And a cadence. And I have to talk to Laboul because
of course.
he had a guy following me around in this one dungeon, and I think that maybe if he hears this story, he can write another story from that guy's perspective.
Oh,
Which,
okay. Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay. Yeah. You
You'd be
you
interested.
think on it. Oh yeah, of course.
really,
Of course.
really. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
of course.
I was hesitant to trust anybody in the city, but as we get into the forest and I find you guys, maybe it's just a sense of Rusha, but I like it. It's more familiar, and I like your size. And
It is a fine size, I will say.
you got nice color too. Sometimes I wish I was more red than orange, but
It's a blessing and a curse, you know.
If you think that you have anything that you would like to add to the performance, what we haven't shown you a performance since we met you. We've just talked about
not a
how
full
good.
production, no.
Oh, Strickland.
Don't worry about puppets. You
Man.
better not be into puppets. We got the puppet thing covered. We don't need any more.
In your
puppets.
I couldn't even do puppets. I would
In
be
your
very
house.
bad at them.
ma'am, and I'll look over to how do you Helia? I'm bad with pronouncing names. It goes back to my intelligence.
What, are you inviting everyone to join the band now?
No, I would like to ask, does this place keep sounding? Or does sound pass through?
Not particularly. It's just a tent.
So, all right, I'm going to pull out my pan flute, and I'm going to try to grab Strickland's, make a motion, and I'm going to give him, the wink, and I have a feeling that he would know this wink as we are going to try to put on some type of, show. And I'm just going to start playing this little drawn out beat, and I'm going to bring up my mirror images that have different instruments in it, even though they don't make sounds. And I'm going to start doing very subtle, not loud things, but still trying to, show our new friends.
Oh, give me a performance check.
Oh,
While it's happening, I'm going to take the center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, before your very eyes, I present to you the Calidus brothers. And I'm going to hold like a cloth from underneath my robes and just kind of whip it out just to spin it like a picnic.
I cast thaumaturgy and have every sheet in here just raise up a couple inches.
So Helia, you just finished making all the beds as all these sheets just.
Please stop!
As soon as he finishes that, I use minor illusion to make a crowd of people clapping.
Oh no! All of my glass pieces.
The bull will take a
my
twig that he
God,
found
off the desk.
and does magical tinkering and makes it just emit a fog that rolls across the floor.
So while you guys are doing this and you're performing, you see these 6 brownish colored kobolds peeking their head in the door of the tent, and they're with the applause, they're just
If I see Helia covering her ears because we're being too loud, I will try to bring the performance down to a quieter level. I'll blow on my pan flute, and I'll try to I want to make this trancy.
What was your performance roll?
Oh God!
Yeah, I'm gonna reduce my voice a little, but I'm still gonna use thaumaturgy to give it a robust announcers.
Literally ridiculous. I rolled a 17.
I'm gonna set
So that's a 27.
Oh my word. 27.
But I want to pull out. I am pulling from my patron. I am pulling out all of my cantrips in not a loud way. I won't use it as like an amplify thing. Just the lights, the minor illusions, just kind of like shifting slowly, different colors. And personally, if I see Helia freaking out about she just made her beds and I
With your
just blew
passive
them up,
perception, you see it.
so as everybody else is doing this, I would like
What was
to
that?
make
Lex?
that bet again.
I'm worried about all of my breakables.
You
I'm
know,
worried about all of my stuff on my glass glowing desk.
it looks. I will shimmy over to her and this very little slow, dancey, moving, kind of way with my pamphlet. I'll pull it away and I'll whisper in her ear, It's a trick. They won't knock anything over."
As soon as you quiet the music down, though the performance is really good, the taste of kobolds is loud and exciting. And the 6 kobolds who are just applauding, they start like going boo, loud, and they start not throwing, but just throwing dirt around, and they gotta disperse. Like as soon as you bring it down, they just disperse.
Where did this come from?
Can
Tough
you please
crowd.
take the performance outside so you please don't knock over any
I
of
turn my stick off.
my projects?
I'll cancel every
Everything's
spell.
like blowing and floating, and then just.
I'll just suck up all the sheets.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you take a long rest?
Do I hear any glass shatter when that happens?
No, his performance roll was very good.
Okay, good.
Everything shakes and moves a little bit, but nothing shatters. It's a little nerve-wracking, but everything stays in place. Are you guys heading to bed? You doing anything? Are we taking watches?
I'll take
Bull's
first watch.
sleeping by the door.
Vastan, by the way, while you're in your tent, you can hear this performance going on. In the minute, you don't see it. But there's this extreme discomfort in your core the second the music starts really playing. It doesn't hurt, but it's an uneasy feeling. On top of the feeling cold and empty on the inside.
Anyway, as I was saying, as soon as I get back here and all that stuff, I'll just start generally investigating myself, like what the fuck's going on with my body.
Sure. You get into a tent where there's a nice tents that they've provided for those who use it. It's got a full stand mirror inside of it and a little cot. You take off all your armor and your vestiges, and you take all that off, and you can see, again, probably the only symbol you've ever seen of a deity, though maybe not one you worshipped, other assassins that you know have worshipped, and you see the symbol of Sylvanas, the Blood Queen, carved into your upper chest here. This scarred mark. You feel cold. I'd say you're an emotionless person to begin with, but it feels worse. You feel a little empty inside. Your eyes are a little more sunken in, a little paler, than you might have been at one point.
And here I thought gods weren't real. Damn.
Anything else you're gonna do before you head to bed?
Wow. He's
Well,
probably
head-
not gonna. All I'm gonna say is probably not gonna sleep tonight.
You actually, well, since elves, you can sleep. You don't have to sleep. But you go to take your meditation, and instead of meditating, you just sit there. You try to relax, and nothing comes to you. You lay there in stillness, and in that moment, you realize your chest isn't rising. And then you take a deep breath instinctually, and your chest rises and it falls. And then you just hold it. An hour. 2 hours. 3 hours go by without taking a breath. And you lay there. You sit there all night. You get a long rest. And everyone else says, unless there's anything else you want to do, you all get a good night's rest. Long rest for everyone, all to be had. Morning comes, you all stir.
I would like to ask the lady that set the hut up, Ilya. I'm sorry if I made you nervous. I just got excited. I've been in one of these before, and we had a lot of fun. It was very rambunctious, and I think I just went to what I knew rather than asking the person that offered this spot to us. So I apologize, and if anything is, off the board, just let me know. I do appreciate a nice place to curl up.
Thank you. Music is fine. Please, no balancing on the bowl.
Oh. Question.
And the blowing of things out. I have many small bubbles and breakables because I make jewelry.
Oh, okay. So this is those requests are because we are in your house,
My workshop and
Yeah.
my home.
not because you don't like them, right? Or do you not like the rest of the performance?
No, small one. It was a very good performance. Maybe too good.
All right. If I get the urge to do it again in the hut, I will keep it simple and not cause a lot of ruckus. I do apologize.
Yes. Where is Dark and Brooding?
Broody, would I think that she's talking about Vistan from that?
I mean, do you think that she's talking about Vistan from that?
I think that Vistan is super creepy.
It's a good assumption to make that she's talking about Vistan. Compared to the actual human-sized turtle and one-handed lizard and the little gnome and your brother. Vistan's probably who she's talking about.
Sometimes I can be a little cranky.
He is what you say. I saw him slip out. He likes to go off on his own and do his own thing. I will say that I have been tempted to follow him, but I think he will tell us his story eventually, and it will be magnificent.
Do you
Where
think he's
is he?
nearby?
Okay.
I am going to cast Locate Object on Vistan's cloak, because as soon as Regents passed away at our last level up, or when Regents,
Not Regents.
no, not Regents. Sorry, my apologies.
I'm like,
Griff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Griff.
Griff.
As soon as
Something
she
happened.
left,
Possible that you're not telling me about.
yeah, I'm like so confused. But
I'm
we're good.
sorry. I apologize. You know,
Right.
Andy just blurts out names. I took
Right.
that spell.
Griffin.
So,
Yep. All right. Yeah, you get this ping from like, say, honestly, a couple of huts down. This tent that Don seemed his cloak is at least in.
he's right over this way. Strickland, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna
Wait, you could
run
just
out.
message him. I could just message.
Okay.
gonna-
You run out of the tent. I need you to give me a, let's call it a dexterity saving throw.
Guys, I could have just talked to him from here. There was no reason for him to leave like that.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. That is not good. 11.
You rush out and slide, and you look up to these tall pair of legs, and you right into the shins of Jarkos, the elven man with the green robes, and you see him looking down upon you.
I'm gonna pull out my flute and go, and do one of those comical, like off note kind of sounds, and just try to crack a smile.
Mira walks up and goes, you're all awake. I hope you slept well.
I slept pretty good. I'm trying to get to like the foot of the bed level, and I think that is where the best sleep is had. But the couch is fine. How about you? Did you sleep well? I mean, you look astonishing. So I say, my instinct says that you got your rest. But
We got
have you thought about
some
our
rest.
performance for your troops? I was talking about.
Maybe once all of our troops are back.
That is a great point. We definitely want more people here, and we do want everybody
Agreed.
safe.
The whole collection.
Sorry, my brain sometimes goes faster than I can process it. So I'm gonna pop back into the hut and say, Strickland.
Right. Gather your friends, and I will introduce you to Mr. Gardner. He is going to be escorting you to the location of this ebony maw.
Do you know what the ebony maw looks like?
They are a vicious group of blackened scaled lizard folk.
Yeah, like we saw some of them, but is it like? I'm pushing. Strickland, help! I'm just gonna look at her at the long-legged folk in front of me. I'm going to try to smile like my best fox smile, and shake my tails.
He smiles at you, a little wryly. Jarkos is as serious comes. And it's a long pause of, until you break it, awkward silence.
Good morning. Did you ask about the performance yet?
Yeah, they actually brought up a good point. We should try to get the rest of their group before we actually do the performance, which makes totally sense. We want more people here.
Max
And,
occupancy.
yeah.
You know how we roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Then we can worry about that later. Well, in that case, oh wait, we have to do something dangerous. Right?
Yes, unfortunately. Mr. Gardner, and you see her holler back into her larger tent that's nearby. Is everyone else coming out? Are we all staying in our tents? What's going on?
I'm gonna
I'll step out.
slowly come out of my tent, like
Right.
hand first, to see if it's so hard to step out. Considering
You have no issues?
As he sticks
step
his hand
out.
out, I just like slap it as I walk by.
I don't think you're tall enough to step behind.
Just high five him. Just
Yeah,
walk up.
yeah,
You
exactly.
put your hand out like this, and then William just comes up and goes, and like
Flying.
walks on by.
I'd like to think it's the mage hand that slap.
Yeah, it's actually a mage hand.
Yeah, right. You all come out eventually, and you out of the tent behind them comes this small, unassuming, curly brown hair, plain looking robes, like kind of a yellowish color, halfling come out from the back of the tent and comes out and goes, yes, Mistress Brioni. Mr. Gardner, you will accompany our new friends and show them where the fortress is of Ishari and the Ebony Horde. And at the mention of these names, you can see him visibly cower. You can see he's shaking in the knees a little bit. He holds like a walking cane, like a walking stick. And he looks up at her and Jarkos and goes, okay, yeah, yes, ma'am, as you say, right. And he kind of gives her like a deep bow, and then he looks at you all. All right, are you all ready to go?
Are you an actual gardener, or is it just your name?
No, Quincy Gardner. That's my name. My father was a gardener. My mother was a gardener. I'm not, but say family names and whatnot.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just curious. Nice to meet you. I'm Strick. This is my brother Neo,
Strick.
and we like your height.
Thank you. I like your tails.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Why are you so nervous?
I'm not. I'm not. You can see him like do some like square breathing. I'm not nervous. I'm sorry. I'm just naturally terrified
Nervous.
of
Jittery.
everything.
Mm,
Right.
I get it. But I've seen it before.
Right on.
It does seem like it'd be odd, though, that with your kind of predisposition, that you would be chosen to lead us into something that sounds like it might not be safe.
It wouldn't it?
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I'm good at traversing. I'm good with directions.
I'm also good with directions. I have this orb that tells me where north is.
That
Okay.
will be helpful.
Can you
Great.
show me that sometime?
This orb.
Yeah,
It's right
how does it work? How do you know which
See
way?
this little
It's,
dot?
yeah,
See this little dot?
yeah.
And I like move it, and it like stays in the same place.
What does that mean? Why is it?
That's north.
Well,
Yeah, and you see this orb, and
Wow.
like within the orb, there's a smaller orb, like just kind of floating. And as he turns, like towards the front, as he turns, it just stays in the same direction.
It does like the Big Hero 6
Yeah, right.
microbot thing.
But how do you know that's north, though? Couldn't it just point anywhere all the time?
I guess. I mean,
Are we ready to go?
good point.
One moment.
Yes.
Madam Mira.
Yes.
Yesterday we agreed to do this for a price, but we never agreed on a price.
Oh, I assumed you were looking for your friends. So we were assisting you in the locating of them.
Yes, but you also said we would be paid for our troubles to help your comrade.
Of course. Yes, and when you bring them back, we will reward you.
Understood.
What?
With what?
We're going to see what we can muster up. They have some gold, among other things, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
We'll just keep.
The heart isn't the end of your blade.
You'll keep
Hey, show me that orb again.
I just hand him the orb.
Yeah.
We'll just
Who
keep.
would like to
Any crystals or anything like that, or something. Whatever.
It would be... And you can see Jarkos's eyes narrow at you intensely. It would be wise to bring whatever you find back to us. You will be aptly rewarded.
I know. I'm just like.
Who would like to make an
About that.
insight check on her to see if she?
Passive insight 17, passive perception 17. But if you'd like me to roll insight, I can.
Yeah.
Strictly-
I want to roll. I want to roll. What are you looking for? 17?
I wanted to
on the
see
die?
if she's telling the truth about actually paying us, or if she's just telling us what we want to hear.
Okay.
Strickland is trying to roll with the ball to see if he can get it to trick it to face in a different direction.
What was your roll, Helia?
Okay. I'm more or less. I wanted to determine their level of intent towards aggression to us.
Okay.
As Strickland's rolling, I look at him and I go, "What's that thing on your back?"
Well, are you wearing... The question is he wearing it? Or have you been lugging it around?
Are you?
Oh, my shield? Oh, yeah. It'd be easier to roll.
No.
The roll was 13, modifier 7 for a modded 20.
LeBeau?
Oh, you mean this apparatus?
She's hard to read. It's a hard read. You gather, Helia, with that statement that she made to William about it would be wise to bring everything back to them. There's an underlying threat in there.
I don't like cats.
And like trying to kind of like seeing the tension of people reading each other. So shall we trek off then? Please?
For most of this, Helia was kind of just like hiding behind the sheer mass of LeBeau, just staying as out of sight as possible and trying to like hide herself without outwardly changing.
Mm-hmm. So, follow me then, and then you see Quincy. He just starts like marching, kind of like big steps, like marching out of the encampment.
So I'm just going to be talking with William, like, while we walk. Oh, yeah, this thing, I don't even know really much about it. We just found it, and obviously it didn't fit anyone else. But
looks really weird.
Do you like
no,
it?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Veston is with us now, right?
I assume, yeah.
How's he look?
21.
I'm just
looks
saying this because
with your passive, he looks tired.
Yeah. All right.
I would say that's his eyes are the bags under his eyes, which an elf doesn't often get. He looks tired.
When I just grab my pan flute and do right by him and as loud as I can and be like, hey, I know you do your own thing, but the hut is comfortable and Helia is very nice as long as you keep your volume low, which I think is something that you like to do. Anyways, we missed you, and then I'm going to go to Libel.
21,
Again,
you said?
I don't care about the volume. I just want you to not knock over my shit.
Oh.
And you can see now that you've left the camp and you're out of the eye of those very creepy people. She's gotten her confident stride back, and the veins are kind of a little bit more prominent across her skin, and she's pulled back her hair out of her face.
William, with that roll, I'll say the mechanical components of this apparatus seem strange to you, but you get a good look at the tank on the back of it. And, well, I guess you'd be one-handed.
Mage hand. Mage hand.
Mage hand, okay. This container contains pure Arcanum, which you would know as a wizard is the basis energy that all magic taps into. This device, again, the mechanics of it are strange. Would you?
You want to try it on?
I mean,
I'm gonna stop us right here and let's take a quick break. 10:30.
Okay.
Say that is my favorite part about playing a game is when we find something out, but it's not a specific player, just the like the outside, the player. I love that shit, man. That's fucking rad. All right, we'll be back in 10. That is fucking cool. I will say we're leaving the camp, right?
Yes, yeah. You guys are heading out into the woods
All right.
with the Helming leading the way by Quincy.
Normally I would be up front, but this time I am going to be hanging around Labul because I want to have a conversation with him.
Sounds good.
Ooh, lucky me.
Hold on. I'm gonna put my you guys do that while I put music on.
I imagine Strickland and I are in the back, like, gawking over this thing.
Yeah, so I'm like talking him through it, but I don't really know anything about it. I mean, I identified it, but I can tell you that tells me even less than what I thought about it. So,
you do have the papers that were with it, the like blueprints of sorts.
Oh yeah, I've got some papers here. Maybe this means something to you.
Okay.
What languages do you speak?
I
William?
speak Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
I've got Common, Gnomish, Halfling, and Sylvan.
It'll take you a long time. Between the two of you, you might be able to express it over to William what it does, considering Strickland's the only one who can read it. Unless you want to do comprehend language.
If we want to wait 10 minutes, I can do it, but I think we're kind of walking.
Yeah, you're walking. I mean, and you're not going to be even still. You wouldn't be able to attune to it without sitting down for a while. So
maybe when we take a rest, like a break from walking, I'll look at it further.
Right. So you guys,
I identified it. I'm just not real good at explaining things sometimes.
That's fair.
You guys follow Quincy through this trek through the woods. You see the overgrown trees and vines and plants in this dark forest. No light breaking through the canopy. There's light, but it's very dim. For, like when you're in a dark, heavy canopy during the day.
What's the temperature here? Is it like hot and sticky?
Muggy, swamp-like feeling. Moisture in the air.
Myself pulling out thinning my
coat. And several hours go by. Quincy seemingly he takes advantage of your orb of direction to figure out which way they're going. He goes, "Oh no, it's this way. Come this way, everyone." And you guys actually pass back through that large skeleton where you guys had that lizard folk fight, but the head of this beast is missing. Though previously it was not. You continue on for some time, and when Quincy raises his hand and he looks back at you, all right. So if you can look ahead, and you can see in the distance in these woods this clearing of trees, and this large ruins of a fortress. You can just, I'll say, Neo, with your passive, you can just make out a few lizard folk and kobolds running on the outskirts. And you can see a large stone bridge that there's this pool of almost like a moat around this little island where the fortress comes up, and there's this stone bridge that goes across. So that's where it is. Where she stays. I did my job.
Give us any details about this person?
Never seen her.
Ashar?
Their attack came so quick, and I stayed in the tents. Dangerous. Deadly. But I don't know much.
Do I believe him?
Sure. With your passive insight, he really doesn't know much. He's very scared. The attack, he goes to express. The attack was very quick. You can tell he's hiding something, but it's not out of deception. It's out of fear. He's not being completely honest with you, but it definitely comes from a place of fear.
Do you
more
love,
than dishonesty?
Do you
Do I
love your leaders?
And you can see like there's a moment of panic in his eyes.
Well,
Love's
I don't.
love's a strong word.
If I see any point of panic, I think that the way I'm built, I would completely try to comfort and stop that question. I'm not trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
It's fine. We all work for Master, the mistress and the master. We're all employees
It's
of sorts.
like that. Did they treat you okay?
They treat anyone fine who is useful.
Do they give you like nights off to see traveling folk perform, or do you have any like magicians or any kind of like
I am fairly new. I came here with Mistress Brioni. This was originally Master Jarkos's collective.
Gotcha. Well,
But the mistress had an accord with Master Jarkos. We came after the attack on his father. And he seems like piss in your pants scared at all of these questionings.
yeah.
He doesn't want to be talking about any of this.
Yeah, I will
Right
not.
now.
I will not push. You know. Instead of
He seems. I'll say with what's your passive insight, Neil?
15.
And you said Healy, you said 17 for yours. He is more scared of them than he is with what ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I want to walk up to him, and in the palm of my hand, I want to druid craft him kind of like an emblem of the Ashgar out of just kind of like small twine.
Okay.
Do I see this?
And then kind of like leave some scorch marks over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hand it to him. And I'm going to say, if you find yourself in trouble, find these people.
All right. He kind of like tucks it like in his little satchel.
Show that to them. They will give you shelter and protection.
Okay. So, when we're done, the real reason Mistress Brioni sent me is I can bring us back to the camp very quickly. Instantly, actually. I couldn't get us here that fast, unfortunately, because I've only seen it from afar. But I have a and he looks at you, William. And he like going with a circle in his hand.
A teleportation circle.
Yes, that I can do that. And bring us back.
I need to learn that one. Damn, I need to learn that one.
Yeah, I don't teach what I do. So,
Are you? How do you go about your magic?
well, it just sort of happens. But I've learned to channel some of it. I can
I like
channel
pull out a
some
book
of
and
it.
I like flip to a page and I'm like, okay.
Did I see
Seems like gibberish.
Helia make that?
With your passives, yeah, you totally
Yeah.
saw that.
All right.
He wasn't trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I think after my performance last night, Neo would probably be playing it like backseat. Can you put your HUD up here and let him hide in it, or?
No. The mistress specifically asked me to come with to ensure the collection of her artifacts.
So you're gonna go with us?
Yes, I will be coming. I have some uses, though the outcomes are not always what I expect.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and did I bring anything from Rusha? Like anything, like a twig, anything
That's
from my
up to
house?
you. That's up
would-
to you.
I'm gonna pull
I'm
out like a rooted small twig, like one that has little arms that wrap around, kind of like that nature-esque, and be like, stay in the back. Hold this, or put it on you. You have the blessing. And I'm gonna try to do like some kind of prestidigitation to make him feel like this twig is. I'm trying to give him confidence.
He just leans over to William. Do they always just hand you sticks and talk like it means something?
I haven't been handed any sticks.
So just me. Okay, cool. All right. I will listen to that, and I will stand in the back.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna
So
stand right next
you guys
to him.
see this fortress in the distance. From your perspective, there's not a lot of activity. You can see from this vantage point, you'd have to get closer to see much anything else. It's these tall stone walls, a bit of a clearing in the forest. The trees open up, and you can actually see the sky.
How far?
Oh, a little over 500, 600 feet is the bridge.
Can we guess how like big the clearing is from the edge of the forest to the keep itself?
Give me a minute.
Roughly.
I'm looking.
Normally, I would just send Vistan in there to investigate because, you know, he seems to like to put himself in situations that are insanely weird and creepy, and probably
You can tell, like, the clearing begins right at the beginning of the bridge, and it's about like a 50-foot gap that covers the like swampy river that surrounds this place. Gosh, this is my computer's a little slow today.
While they're all standing there waiting to kind of like go in and formulate a plan, Helia's going to cast Aid twice.
Okay.
And target everyone in the immediate party.
All right.
At third level. Giving an extra 10 hit points. An extra 10 to your hit point maximum for the duration of 8 hours.
With that being done, Neo is going to put his hand on Strickland's shoulder and be like, whatever, I'm doing this, brother. And I'm going to pull out an eyelash and I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
All right.
Hey, just so you know, Lex, you gave me the most with those 10 hit points. That's the most I've ever had in any character since I've been playing D&D. So I'm
right.
feeling quite
So
invincible.
what's the game plan? What we doing?
You said there's a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. About 50-foot crossing.
I just cast
all
Speed
of-
Armor as a note.
All of my stuff with invisibility is invisible too, so I am going to pull my pan flute out. Just kind of cradle that skull that dangles off of it. And I'm going to walk confidently towards them. If I see anybody, you know, I'll keep my distance. But, you know, I might act like I blow my flute. I'm just seeing what is... I'm trying to get a jump on Vistan. Honestly, that's my
Okay, fair
personal
enough.
motive.
Okay, Mustan, what are you doing?
Is there any low hanging branches in trees next to us?
Yes, but again, it's a 50-foot gap to from the one end of the bridge to the other end of the bridge, and it's a large clearing of water. But yeah, there's some lower trees.
Yeah, I'll climb up one to try and get a better vantage point.
Okay.
I'll have my bow ready.
All right.
In case anything happens.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna move forward.
We want to
Go ahead,
maybe
go ahead.
do some sort of distraction that will lead most of them away.
So this is minor, but after everything that happened last night, I'd like to think that Strickland talked with Leaf and tried to make a plan to be like, hey, let's try to tail Vistan. So I'd like Leaf to try to keep an eye on where he is.
Fair enough.
And I realized that could be too late to say.
Right now, Vistan has climbed a tree. He hasn't hid from you guys yet. Leaf has a good beat on him. I'll say that's easy enough. Leaf is up in a tree next to him, invisible.
I'll wait to really march forward until I see.
You're holding off. Anyone else staying back? We going forward?
I'm going to move forward and I'm going to manifest my dad.
Okay.
Wait, you're manifesting your father?
You don't know that.
What comes up? You hear this voice in the back of your head, William, and you hear, "Oh, Willem," and this little head of a kobold pops up.
I like back away from the ground. What?
Willem. You don't know me, Willem?
No.
Let's keep our mind on the matters at hand, and we can talk more later. Willem Moon.
So, before heading in, Helia would like to cast Locate Creature.
Okay.
And target Pierre. It'll tell me if he's within 1,000 feet in concentration.
He is not within 1,000 feet. You get no sort of ping or anything.
Can she switch her concentration to her cleric?
Yeah, I'll allow it. You do get a ping from Broshog.
It should tell me generally.
Generally, within 1,000 feet, it is in the direction of the fortress.
I'm gonna look at it and kind of like blink and dismiss it.
And it disappears.
Is the gate open?
Yeah, there's no gate. This is open fortress style. Like it's like square, like classic castle look.
So I cast invisibility. I walk across the gate. I peek in or across the bridge. I want to get a view of what is going on here.
You see a couple lizard folk running around, a few kobold. You can see like just a pile of shit, like just junk in a pile.
Oh,
How many?
Not a pile of
I
shit.
thought you meant literal. I thought you meant
I thought
I know-
Four or
I
so
know
at
my-
the moment.
I know my brother will ask me this, so all right. I'm gonna walk back
Nope.
over the bridge.
Okay.
Do I see anything either extremely interesting or
Nothing.
extremely scary?
Nothing at the moment. You see some lizard folk and some kobold around. You don't see any other people, though there are some interior parts to this fortress. You see a bunch of like bags and like cartwheel and some blades and armor. Things just kind of in a pile.
Do I notice?
Seems like things that these lizard folk have collected.
Are there doors into this fortress? Are they
There's
guarded?
from where you get in, there's 2 towers. And it does seem to have a lizard folk in front of them.
Okay. Do I feel confident with my findings, DM?
Confident in what?
My findings. I feel confident in my findings. I'm going to walk
go.
back to the group. I'm going to go right up to William. I'm
See
gonna say-
William in this dazed, confused state.
Yeah, and I'm going to snap my invisibility off. And I'm going to look him dead serious with the straightest face that I can do in my fox form, which is, So, have you ever killed your own kind?
That's not really an appropriate question to ask.
Oh, I'm just asking because and then I'll just like break down and give the group, I was just trying to, I was trying to put on a show. I apologize. I've probably taken this a little too far. So, listen, this is what I saw. There are a bunch of little folk. Pardon me, I don't know what your kind are called. I don't think I've ever seen one of you before.
Not in a name that would be common.
Right.
Like,
And,
If you saw him in Russia, they'd probably call him something else.
I guess I came off wrong. I only asked that question because if I was approaching a bridge like this, and there were people like me in there, I would hesitate. I'm just prepping. There are lizard folk, but to be honest, I think that we did a lot more damage the other day than what I see there.
I'll look at both of them. Like, look at Neo. Look at William. Look
I
at
will-
Neo.
I will,
Look at William, and then say to William, if you're not comfortable with putting them down, whether that be forever or for a while, then don't.
William is just like deadpan. No, I'm different. I'm other kobolds, or I'm different.
Also,
different.
if you die, I can bring you back as something else, and then you may not have qualms about it.
I will just brush by Strickland and is a weird land.
I don't understand anything.
Just starts writing.
He just pulls out this notebook and just starts furiously writing in it, like literally writing like this fast.
Even if I could.
Why do you hesitate, Willam?
Who said that?
I assume they don't hear that.
No.
Okay.
He starts writing faster.
Do we see any?
Do we have any? I know we haven't done this as well with the new people. Do you have any tactics that you would like, or should I just go ask them if they would like to see the best performance known to this land? Because I'm willing to do that.
I'm not going to meet you kindly.
I don't.
It's a
I
pretty
have-
strong complaint.
I have been judged on the stage, and am hardened to that die. And you know what? I will bring my friends with me.
Small one, it has nothing to do with the quality of your performance. It has everything to do with I'm pretty sure they'd rather eat you.
Oh, well, that's fine. They'll have to figure out which one is me. And I am going to cast Mirror Image and 3 Neos pop up. But if you will, DM, they each hold a different instrument. Like one has like a popcorn snare. One has like what are those recorders?
Yeah. They all have a different.
And one has a chime.
Okay.
And that guy has a crosseye.
All right.
He's our cousin Gary.
Fair enough.
I think
So-
stealth, until that no longer works, is our best bet.
Yeah.
All right. So are you guys trying to head over? Is everyone heading over? What's going on?
One thing I want to check is there a way for me to get a height advantage going forwards?
Not particularly. The plateau kind of goes up just a little bit, and it's more of an even. The trees that are right at the edge aren't that tall.
Jump
I
on
will-
my back. Everyone else is doing it.
Let me
I'll do it.
lead the way. And LeBoul, we didn't get a chance to talk, but if we survive this, I really need to speak to you about your efforts last night. I want to. After that,
Everyone's going over.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a teacher's check mark with my mirror images, and the guy with the recorder is going to be in the front, and we're
Fair
gonna
enough. So
crouch
you guys
down.
crouch down over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, give me a stealth roll.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage.
That's fair. I will never argue that.
Yeah.
All right. What do we get?
30.
Yeah, I figure.
17.
Okay.
16 here.
21.
Okay.
11.
Nice. What was yours, LeBeau?
15.
15. Okay.
I'm not the lowest.
You right. You guys get across this bridge, stealthily, sneaking. Vastan and Neo kind of go off to the sides a little bit and hit to the walls where they're a little better hidden. When you hear scrambling from the lizard folk inside, and you can see kobolds running around. Does anybody else speak Draconic besides William? Okay, William and LeBeau. You hear in Draconic the kobold saying, she's here! She's here! She's here! And they're like running around, like hiding. When you hear this as this tail smashes the bridge as it lands. And behind you, William, Strickland, Helia, and LeBull. You get the eyes of this huge black dragon. Roll for initiative.
Oh,
Dragon.
black, you said?
First time I've been on this side of the table for a dragon fight.
And
And
how big
Leo
is
loves
it, roughly?
Roughly, how big is it?
Huge.
Do you want to know how big it is? It's
Really
actually
wanna see
not
it.
huge.
It's gargantuan.
It might be borderline gargantuan. I just got to get my map set up. Owl Rodeo. Owlbear Rodeo's been weird today.
If you guys have ever heard Mayhem, the band, that's all of William's internal monologue.
Just trying. God, why is this battle map being so weird for me today? It's just being so slow. Frustrating. Okay. I'm just getting things into place. It's perfectly okay if we don't finish this tonight. I can leave everything the way it is. Just looking at the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot minute for this fight.
Okay.
Maybe.
Good enough. Maybe. Screen share. I just hope Owlbear Rodeo is agreeable today because it's just being slow as heck.
That name, Owlbear.
Rodeo. I keep saying radio.
Where's our Owlbear?
Yeah.
What?
I left him at camp. We left. the
Oh
baby
yeah.
Owlbear.
Oh sorry. Rewind. We're gonna back up, like, because I didn't think to play this out. Trixie decided to stay behind with the Owlbear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
I
sense.
I had a few other things going on, and I forgot to say that.
We're gonna die.
It's possible.